the evil twin is back, and this time she kills Jessica, without leaving any blood or ripping her nightgown. How is that possible?
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
You might remember that Margot, the evil twin, died instantly after being tackled through a glass window. Well, this book starts with a prologue, which says the ambulance with her corpse stopped briefly after exiting the driveway. That must mean she's still alive. Ambulances don't stop on their own, after all. The book skips ahead a year. Everyone is the exact same age, so either they were all born on December 31st, or we have unexplained time travel. The twins try to figure out what to do for New Year's. Jessica is a jerk about all of Elizabeth's suggestions until they decide to throw a giant carnival. There's a girl named Nora Chappelle who lives in Georgia. She's basically Cinderella. Her good father died and now she's stuck with a bunch of nasty step-relatives who hate her. Her cousins Junebug and Cater Lee insult her endlessly, and her evil stepmother Blanche pays her $50,000 to run away forever. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to bribe your 16-year-old daughter into being a runaway, but Nora goes along with it. Blanche reveals that Nora has a secret twin sister. 14 years ago, Blanche told the father, "I'm not marrying you until you get rid of one of your daughters." He decided, "Oh, okay, that's a totally reasonable request. Let's get rid of Margot. She's the evil one." So they put Margot up for adoption and never thought about her again. Nora makes it her mission in life to track down Margot and reconnect with her. Of course, it will take her 8 chapters and 130 pages to do so. That's half the book. Why does this always happen with double-length books? You can skip the first half and miss nothing. Todd is driving on a cliff when he sees something dark in front of him. We never get told what it is. I'm guessing it's his chances of making it to adulthood without twin-induced psychological trauma. Todd swerves to avoid the dark, shadowy figure, and he gets knocked out. Jessica drives by and sees him. She smashes through the car window and pulls Todd out to safety before his car falls off the cliff and explodes. Jessica can't believe she saved someone's life. She did something good for another person? What is this? Todd stares lovingly at her, and he thanks her multiple times. In the hospital, Todd asks Elizabeth to go away so he can spend time with Jessica alone. Elizabeth should be happy that her boyfriend isn't dead and Jessica did a nice thing for the first time in her life. Instead, Elizabeth throws a huge hissy fit. "Why is my boyfriend talking to another woman? How dare he be grateful to Jessica for saving his life? Todd should only talk to me!" Ugh, I hate this series. Back with Nora, she starts to fantasize that she can see Margot in mirrors. She also smells. It turns out that the evil stepmother was put in charge of Margot's adoption because Dad apparently did not care what happened to his daughter. I question the premise that Mr. Chappelle was a great father. The evil stepmother purposely broke multiple laws to get Margot placed into the most abusive foster homes possible. Of course, we go over all of them in great detail, for the sake of everyone who didn't read the entire Margot miniseries. Todd pledges his undying gratitude to Jessica. She likes being thanked by him because he's hot. Who cares if he's dating her sister? Jessica is a horrible person. They get their picture on the front page of the newspaper, and I'm guessing the article was written by the drama cow because it mistakenly identifies them as boyfriend and girlfriend. Elizabeth throws a fit when she sees the paper, and she throws a fit when her parents compliment Jessica for being a hero. At a carnival planning meeting, Jessica is a glory hog. She goes on and on about how wonderful she is for saving Todd. Elizabeth throws a third fit. To make things worse, Todd is now attracted to Jessica. When Elizabeth visits, Todd says, "Jessica?" "Oh, it's you, Liz." Nice guy. Elizabeth gasps when Todd says he's grateful to Jessica. "Todd, how could you?" And he marvels at how much Elizabeth looks like Jessica. They look so much alike. Todd, you know they're twins, right? Nora learns Margot is dead, so she decides to avenge her sister by killing Elizabeth and replacing her. It's what Margot would have wanted. I think at this point they could have copied, pasted the text of the first Evil Twin book, and no one would have noticed the difference. Todd and Jessica tell their story to a crowd. Todd is so enthusiastic he doesn't notice he's late for a movie date with Elizabeth. Elizabeth gets revenge by taking Ken to the movies instead. The twins fight over this, but on Christmas Day, Jessica talks things over with her dog. The dog convinces her to repair her relationship with Elizabeth, which means that dog has had a better impact on Jessica's life than all of her boyfriends combined. The apology scene is weird. It starts with Elizabeth doing a Jessica impersonation in a mirror. Then Jessica walks in on Elizabeth when she's coming out of the shower. The very next page, Elizabeth walks in on Jessica when she's coming out of the shower. What's with all the unnecessary nudity? The twins apologize to each other, and they agree to forget their argument. Todd isn't there, but he goes along with it too. Yes, without any prompting at all, Todd stops being attracted to Jessica. So all the characters forget about the storyline just in time for the halfway point of the book. See, I told you you can skip the first half of the book. It's basically unimportant. Nora goes to Margot's grave. Margot herself appears and attempts to kill Nora until Nora's blonde wig falls off. Nora introduces herself as Margot's twin, and the two of them are so in tune with each other, Nora can literally hear Margot's thoughts. So how is Margot still alive? Margot explains she spent years learning how to fake her own death by holding her breath. Was this mentioned in any of her previous books? No. Continuity! Margot faked her death for a while, then she killed the people in the ambulance and drove the ambulance into a river. You might be wondering what Margot did for the past year and where she lived. Well, keep wondering. The book doesn't explain any of it. She mentions offhand that she's been studying the Wakefields, but that's a load of baloney. She already had their entire lives memorized. There was nothing else for her to study. Nora memorizes every single aspect of the twins' lives in 2 days, which is not at all realistic, but it's better than having 5 chapters of Nora spying on the twins. She imitates Elizabeth and goes to the movies with Todd. The two of them make out the entire time. Todd has no idea he's kissing another girl, even though last book he realized it immediately. Continuity! Elizabeth sees Todd making out with Nora, and she assumes Jessica is putting the moves on her boyfriend. Elizabeth is furious. She yells at Jessica and Todd, although you'll notice she yells at Todd in deliberately vague terms, so he has no idea what happened. Because if she was specific, Nora's plot would be exposed, and we can't have that. Humorously, Margot and Nora get into a fight because neither one of them wants to be Elizabeth. They both think she's stupid and boring. It's hilarious, but also totally inaccurate. Margot spent over 500 pages obsessed with becoming Elizabeth. She wouldn't give up on that for no reason. Continuity. Nora decides to double-cross Margot by replacing Jessica first. So on New Year's, Nora breaks into the Wakefield house. She holds a pillow to Jessica's face and stabs her multiple times. Jessica dies instantly. But before Nora can dispose of the body, Elizabeth walks in. Now remember, Nora wants to kill Elizabeth too. Murdering Elizabeth is the second part of Nora's plan. But for some reason, Nora decides not to kill Elizabeth here. She runs away instead. They decide to hold Jessica's funeral at her favorite place in the whole world, the Dairy Burger. School. Everyone decides Jessica loves school the most. Whatever, no she didn't. Over 2,000 people come to Jessica's memorial. Wow. Elizabeth reads a sappy poem, and Jessica sends Elizabeth a telepathic message saying she's still alive. As you probably guessed, Nora didn't kill Jessica, she killed Margot. And somehow, Nora fails to notice that Margot isn't around over the next few days. Nora uses her psychic twin powers to sense Margot's at the school, even though Margot is dead and not at the school. These psychic twin powers are stupid. Nora and Elizabeth arrive at the school at the same time. They find Jessica in the boiler room. Margot locked her in there. Why didn't Margot kill Jessica right away like she originally planned to? Why did she hide Jessica in a semi-public location? Why did she let Jessica run free instead of tying her up or something? And why did she do all of this without telling Nora first? We don't get an explanation for any of these plot holes. So both Margot and Nora deviate from their murder plot in a way that allows both victims to survive. How convenient for our heroes. Elizabeth uses her psychic powers to pick out Nora as the fake. Also, Nora has a tattoo. Nora is arrested, Jessica gets a back from the dead party, and Todd decides it's better if he doesn't ask too many questions about what the heck just happened. The end. Post-book follow-up. To make the ending even more ridiculous, Elizabeth steals a police officer's gun and she uses it to hold off Nora. The officer has no problems with a teenager stealing a gun. In real life, Elizabeth would be arrested immediately. Actually, in real life, Elizabeth would have been the main suspect in Jessica's murder. Elizabeth has a criminal record, she admitted to fighting with the victim, and nobody believes her claims that she saw Margot back from the dead. Also in real life, they would have immediately discovered Margot was the murder victim, not Jessica. Why? Nora and Margot use blonde wigs to disguise themselves. I purposely reread all of the Margot scenes to see if she dyed her hair at some point, but no, she doesn't. Maybe it was implied somewhere and I just missed it. The strange part of Margot and Nora's murder plan was that they planned to have a gap in between the two murders. Like Margot kills and replaces Jessica, then they wait a few weeks before Nora kills and replaces Elizabeth. Why would they do it like that? It makes more sense to replace both twins at the same time. Doing it one by one just creates the possibility that the surviving twin will notice the imposter. So the plan doesn't make sense. It's just an excuse so both twins can survive. The book features the return of twin tuition, the psychic messages that I said were stupid. One twin can sense when the other one is in danger, and they can communicate telepathically. This feels like an excuse to set up the final scene, and I have several problems with it. 1. The twins don't have this ability in the main series. Continuity! 2. Nora met Margot for the first time less than a week ago. How did their twin tuition develop so quickly? 3. All the twin tuition messages are kept deliberately vague so they can be stretched out over multiple chapters. 4. The twin tuition doesn't kick in at other points in the book. If twins always know when the other is in danger, and they can also tell their real twin from an imposter, then Nora would have sensed it was Margot in the bed, not Jessica. Similarly, Elizabeth should have sensed it was Nora dating Todd. The book also features the return of reoccurring nightmares. They're spooky, but it also feels like an excuse for the author to copy-paste the same basic scene multiple times. They also felt a little generic, as did the scene of Elizabeth visiting a fortune teller. Okay, I think I've done more than enough complaining. What's good about this book? Jessica's dog is cute. So ridiculously cute, it makes me forget I normally hate Jessica. It was a neat idea to have a second evil twin, and the scenes with Margot and Nora are good. I give this book credit for trying to make it seem like Jessica's dead for real, but the trick does not last anywhere near as long as the book thinks it does. Overall, it's a lot like the first Evil Twin book, a murder plotline with lots of filler and major problems with execution, pun intended. This book would instantly be improved if Nora and Margot met in Chapter 2 or 3. It would also work if there was no Nora and it was all just Margot plotting revenge. Whatever it takes to get to the murder and mayhem as soon as possible, that's how you improve the Murder Mayhem book. Seriously, what is the point of making this a double-length book when half of the book is unnecessary? They could have made it a normal-length book, and it actually would have been better that way. Better pacing, yeah. I give Sweet Valley High, Magna Edition number 7, Return of the Evil Twin, a 2 out of 10. It's better than the original, so I rated it 1 point higher. Thank you for putting up with my extremely long review, everyone.